Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog, and this time it is for the Sunday mix. I will be showing you guys what I got recently in terms of books, and it's actually quite a lot. But never fear, these are not books that I have bought. Well, not most of them anyway. Most of them are actually gifts or books that I took out of the library. So let's start with the library books. I finally got the two books I was waiting for in Brody Ashton's series. I've got Everbound and Ever True, and I'm really excited to binge read the entire thing. It's actually a unique take on the Persephone myth, and since I love mythology, especially Greek and Roman mythology, this should be fun to read. I've also heard that they're really funny, so I am definitely looking forward to experiencing that for myself. So, yay! Binge reading time! I also have 6 books, and these are all from the same series. It's the Gallagher Girls series by Ali Carter. Let's see. There's I'd Tell You I Love You, But Then I'd Have to Kill You. Cross My Heart and Hope to Spy. Don't Judge a Girl by Her Cover. Only the Good Spy Young. Out of Sight, Out of Time. And United We Spy. I am really looking forward to reading Ali Carter's books. I've never read an Ali Carter book, but they sound like books that I would enjoy. This one is about a boarding school for girls that actually teaches the girls how to be spies. So definitely looking forward to seeing what all the buzz for Ali Carter is about. I also have 3 books in from another series that I'm planning to read. I'm waiting on the rest of it to come in before I binge, and that is from the Seven Realms series by Cinda Williams Chima. I have The Exiled Queen, The Grey Wolf Throne, and The Crimson Crown. So I am waiting to complete the series so that I can binge read them. They're going to be additional reads for my Flights of Fantasy Reading Challenge, and I will also be reading them along with my friend Kelly from Bella the Literati, so I am excited for that. I've heard really good things about these books. Specifically, I have heard comparisons to the Lumatier Chronicles, which I really liked, and I think that means I'm going to really like these too. I also have heard good things about the ship in these books. So I'm excited to meet the people, meet the characters, enter this world, and just get another fantasy series under my belt. So excited! Also in from the library are a bunch of young adult books. I have The Duff by Cody Keplinger, which is now a movie, and it's coming out next week, and I will be watching it with book club, which is why I finally am going to be reading this book. I also have Playing with Matches by Suri Rosen, which is a book recommendation from Rachel of Hello Chelly, and it's about this girl who gets expelled from a private school in Manhattan and then goes to live with her aunt. And she sort of sets up this matchmaker business type thing, so it should be interesting to read. I also like that there's a family dynamic because it also involves this plot with her sister, so can't wait. The Archive by Victoria Schwab. I do like Victoria Schwab's writing. I've only read one of her books, the first one, The Near Witch, and I really like that one. So I'm looking forward to reading this and hopefully loving it as much as everyone else does. And then we have a book that has been garnering mixed reviews, and that's I Was Here by Gail Forman. But I am interested to see how she takes on the idea of suicide and depression, because this book is about a girl named Cody who is trying to investigate what's been going on with her best friend Meg after Meg commits suicide. I also have another book that was talked about a lot in the blogging community, and that is Every Breath by Ellie Marney, and I like the idea that this is a book inspired by Sherlock Holmes. Okay, I also got a bunch of adult books in from the library. For some reason lately I've been in an adult contemporary reading mood, so I've been picking up a lot of those. I have first The Sweetness of Forgetting by Kirsten Harmel. I like this one because it involves a girl and her grandmother kind of starts revealing secrets, which kind of sets this girl off on a journey. It sounds fantastic, and like I said, I've been in the mood for this type of read, so I am looking forward to checking it out and seeing what I think. I also picked up Walking on Trampolines by Frances Whiting, and I believe this was a recommended book from Hannah of So Obsessed With. I think it's interesting because it kind of covers this relationship between a girl named Annabelle and another girl named Lulu. Annabelle's kind of fascinated by Lulu and her family, who are kind of eccentric and different and just extraordinary. And it's always interesting to try and examine those kind of relationships, so I'm looking forward to reading this too. And I have a book that was recommended by Leah of The Pretty Good Gatsby, and it's Lost and Found by Brooke Davis. I love this cover. The story is basically about a girl named Millie who is left behind, I think, by her mother, and then the two elderly people who kind of road trip with her to help her find her mom again. And I loved reading Leah's glowing review, and it definitely convinced me to pick up this book. So I will link to that so you guys can see it, and I hope I feel the same way about it. And we have a book also recommended by Hannah of So Obsessed With, and that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I've heard a lot of really good things about this one. I like that it also inspired this great post from Jamie at the Perpetual Page Turner, and it seems like it's the kind of read that will make the reader really think about things. I've been waiting for this one for a while. I've had it on hold for a couple of months, and it finally came in, so I'm excited. And the last book is a recommendation from Sarah J. Maas, but I know that my friend Raquel of the book Barbies also really likes it. It is Written in Red by Anne Bishop, and I believe it's the first book in the other series. I don't read a lot of adult paranormal, but I do like to engage in it every so often, and this one has all kinds of paranormal creatures in it, and I am just curious. I'm sure there's a romance in it, so that's the main draw for me. I like reading paranormal romances, apparently. And that's it for the library stuff. Now for the stuff that I got from friends and from publishers. First is a book I got from Bloomsbury, and that's Because You'll Never Meet Me by Leah Thomas. This book is written in sort of a letter format, so there are these two main characters who have special conditions that, you know, prevent them from actually meeting, and they're sort of pen pals and they write back and forth. I wasn't sure if I wanted to read this at first, but now, just thinking about it, I realize I really like reading epistolary novels, so that's one thing. And I also like that these two main characters are not the usual type of characters, so I'm looking forward to reading this. So thank you, Bloomsbury, and thank you, Lily, for the rec. I also got in the mail today The One That Got Away by Bethany Chase. It is a book. It's about getting a second chance with a person you might have loved, but, you know, got away from you, or you guys got separated, or you broke up. I am kind of really excited to read this. I have read Emily Giffin books, and I really enjoyed them, and I'm looking forward to it. So thank you, Random House, and thank you, Bethany, for this book. Can't wait. From Macmillan, from First Second, a new graphic novel arc, and that is The Sculptor by Scott McCloud. I just flipped through it really quick, and the illustrations were really, really great, so I'm looking forward to reading it. It is basically about David Smith, who made a deal with death so that he could sculpt anything out of his imagination, but he doesn't quite know what he should create, and he's also struggling with the fact that he is starting to fall in love with someone, so it should be a fun read. And it also came with this awesome poster. So yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you, Macmillan. Next up, I got from Big Honcho Media this amazing sounding book. It is called The Zodiac Legacy, and the first book is called Convergence. It's by Stan Lee, Stuart Moore, and Andy Tong. And honestly, guys, I am so drawn to this one just because of the Zodiac thing. When 12 magical superpowers are unleashed on the world, a Chinese-American teenager named Steven will be thrown into the middle of an epic global chase. He'll have to master strange powers, outrun dangerous mercenaries, and unlock the mysteries of the Zodiac. If that doesn't sound epic, I don't know what does. So I'm really excited to read this, honestly, and I realized while flipping through it that there are some awesome illustrations, if you guys can see that. It also came with a bunch of swag. Zodiac tattoos. And then there is a calendar, and this awesome poster. It's so pretty. I can't even with this poster. So yes, really, really excited. Thank you so much, Big Honcho, for sending that to me. From my friend Gabby, I got the arc of The Girl at Midnight by Melissa Gray. I love the look of this arc. I'm really looking forward to reading this new fantasy title, not only because I've heard great things about it, but because the story itself sounds amazing. So thank you, Gabby, for lending it to me. Also from a friend, I have an arc of Before I Go by Colleen Oakley. This one is from Hannah, and she loved this one, you guys. She's already read it and reread it, and she bought it, so I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna love it too. It has a very P.S. I love you type vibe, because the main character Daisy is dying of cancer, and she decides to take it upon herself to find her husband a new wife or a new love interest. And that's an interesting thing. Like, it's very selfless and it's also very moving, but I also feel like it would cause some internal conflict for Daisy. So thank you, Hannah, for lending me this book. Because of Brittany and Andy collaborating on this new feature called Have You Seen This?, which I will link to, and Orchid sent me an arc of Incarnate by Jodi Meadows, and I'm so excited to have this in my hands, you guys. You do not understand. I'm so freaking thrilled. If you have not yet read the New Soul series, I highly recommend it. I think it's a great mash of science fiction and fantasy. The writing is gorgeous, the characters are amazing. I love Anna, I love Sam, and I really think that, you know, this is the kind of book that will also make you think about life, because that's one of the biggest questions that the entire series revolves around. So I'm really excited to have this. Thank you so much, Orchid. And yeah, guys, just read it. Just read it already. You know you want to. I also got in the mail a book, care of my secret sister. Hi, thank you for all the presents. I love them all. And she sent me the pretty new cover of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which I'm super excited about. I actually really want to reread this because I haven't reread the series in so long. So that kind of means I have to collect new editions since all of mine are in the Philippines. So to have this pretty edition with me is amazing, and I'm so excited and I'm so grateful. So thank you so much for sending this to me. And Macky actually ordered and got a book also online, and it is The Spirit of the Wild by Tom McGowan. Look at that, it's so pretty. He has said that it is one of his favorites, and I'm looking forward to reading it, because usually when he recommends a book to me, it's always a book that I end up falling in love with and getting obsessed with. So excited for this one too. Okay, now we can talk about the books that I actually bought, because there were a few. I've been trying to be really good, and I have been really good. It really helps that I have the Picky Pledge agreement with Hannah holding me accountable, so I haven't bought that many books. But of course, I could not pass up the opportunity to buy a copy of I'll Meet You There by Heather Demetrios. Amazing, amazing YA contemporary, you guys. It's about Skylar, this very talented artist, and Josh, who is a Marine who comes back suffering PTSD and having lost a leg. It is beautifully written, the characters are fantastic, the story is A+. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you get it, and I'm so excited to have a finished copy of this book. I also bought two books that are actually nonfiction. First is Jane Austen's England by Roy and Leslie Adkins. I am fascinated by this particular era. Plus, there's a story I want to write set in this era, so having this book is really exciting for me, and I can't wait to sort of start reading through it little by little. And I also have A Little History of Literature by John Sutherland. I really like these covers. There's actually a bunch of these books, and they actually really excite me because it's like a condensed version, like a quick version of the history behind philosophy, history, science, the world. It's a bunch of things. I picked up the literature one because I always like reading about the history of things, but history of literature has a special place in my heart, so there's that. I'm really looking forward to indulging in this one too. So we're almost at the end of my book haul, and I am about to unveil the thing I hinted at on Twitter, which is the Valentine's Day present that Macky and I got for each other. But I'm really excited. Macky loves this series. He's read all the books and read them more than once. I actually have not read the entire series, so I am looking forward to the chance to binge read the heck out of it. Animorph series by K.A. Applegate. I'm showing you guys the first one, The Invasion. But we have all 54 of the books in the series, and then all the special books too. So I think that's a total of 65 books. And it's so amazing. I will probably be taking a video, and it'll probably be flashing right now because it's just fantastic. And they all look so good together. I love that they're all the same, the designs are the same for them. So I've actually had them on my mind since the girls at the Midnight Garden did a reread of them. So I'm so excited. I really am. But then Macky had to up his game by getting me another Valentine's Day present. Let me show you guys the card. It says, "This card's too small to try and hide it." too much love is packed inside it. It's just so cute. I can't even stop flipping this thing. So it's so cute. And he got me chocolate, lots of Hershey's Kisses, which I love. I have a really major sweet tooth, so I'm super excited to just eat all of this. And oh my gosh, this is the one I'm super excited about because I really wasn't expecting it. Like had been talking to him about it and I hadn't really decided whether or not to get it for myself, but then he made the decision for me, and it is a new Kindle. My old Kindle, which I've had for a couple of years, it kind of got passed around. Like my mom had it and my sister had it, and then it went back to me, but the battery is dead on it. So I was kind of using the Kindle app on my iPad and my phone, and I don't know, it's just a struggle to read sometimes because I usually just take my phone because it's smaller and the screen is so small and it's so hard to read. But I'm excited because I have this now, this precious new toy, and I so cannot wait to fill it up with books again. Like there are a ton of Kindle books that I have yet to read, so now I really have no excuse because I actually have a Kindle and I'm so excited and I just can't stop petting it. It's my precious. And that is it for my haul this week, you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing the video, and you have to let me know which books you think I should read first, which ones you've read, or which ones you're curious about. And if you got anything exciting in your mail this week, let me know too. See you next time. Bye!